Prince Louis just snatched Queen Camilla's mic on live TV, and what he said? Let's just say the internet is losing it. Prince Louis really said formal royal event? Nah, let's make it chaotic. The way he grabbed that mic, pure gold. So tell me why Prince Louis didn't even hesitate before snatching the mic and dropping a bombshell that left Camilla speechless. And y'all, that wasn't even the wildest part. What happened off camera? Even crazier. Plus, the royals' reactions were priceless. Queen Camilla's speech takes a turn no one expected. This was meant to be another formal royal event with smooth speeches, respectful clapping, and cameras taking pictures from every good point. Queen Camilla confidently gave her official speech, looking like a calm and dignified queen consort. But hiding close by, Prince Louis. You already know what happens when Louis gets bored. At first, he tried to act calm, tapping his fingers, moving in his seat, and looking around the room. Are you asking about an official speech given by a royal? That wasn't keeping his interest. He was already thinking of plans. That's when he saw it. The microphone, standing upright in the right spot, alive and prepared to go. So what's one thing to know about Louis? He has no doubts at all. He quickly reached for the microphone. The air changed. The crowd silently waited in anticipation. Camilla stopped speaking suddenly. Is this really happening? Oh, it was really happening. The cameras focused closely. The royal family had little time to respond. Louis was already in charge. This wasn't just a fun wave or a playful smile. He was in charge of the microphone now. The room became tense, anticipating what would happen next. What did he say? It was something that no amount of royal training could prepare Camilla for. As soon as those words are spoken into the microphone, the whole world was about to go crazy. Prince Louis really said boring royal speech? Nah, let's shake things up. The way he snatched that mic. Pure chaos. Prince Louis grabs the mic. Queen Camilla was speaking confidently and elegantly, and the crowd was listening closely, nodding in agreement at the appropriate times. The cameras were focused, recording everything the royals did, said, and looked at. Everything was going well, and the big event was happening just as planned. Then came Prince Louis. He sat close by, wearing his formal clothes, looking like a little prince. Anyone who had seen him in public before knew the truth. He wasn't the type to stay quiet for very long. He tapped his fingers on his lap, moved his legs a bit, and looked around the room for something more interesting than the royal speech. That's when he saw it, the microphone. It was right in front of him, standing tall and easy to reach. You're live and linked to the speakers, sharing with everyone in the room and more. He decided right away. Without thinking, he quickly grabbed the mic, holding it in his small hands like it was something very special. The crowd gasped as Camilla suddenly stopped speaking, gripping the podium with her hands. All the royals at the event quickly looked at Louis, their faces hard to read, but their bodies were tense. The cameras focused closely as he turned the microphone toward his mouth. Then he spoke without stopping. The moment his voice came through the speakers, the vibe in the room shifted and it felt like the internet was about to blow up. Everyone was curious about what Prince Louis had actually said. As soon as he spoke into the microphone, everything around him felt like it stopped. Queen Camilla's carefully controlled face changed for just a moment, while the royal family, who have practiced staying calm their whole lives, remained completely still. The crowd was tense, not sure if they should laugh or act like nothing happened. What did he say? Was it something completely innocent, just a random thought from an unfiltered 5-year-old who had no idea how loud his voice had just echoed through the room? Did he repeat something he heard at home that was never meant for others to hear? It might have been a private chat between Charles and Camilla. It was a small moment that unexpectedly became public during a live show. Then, the words finally made sense. Prince Louis confidently grabbed the microphone and said, "Granny Camilla is the real boss. Grandpa Charles always listens to her, even when he doesn't feel like it." As soon as he spoke, it was already too late. Camilla gripped the podium tightly. William and Kate looked calm, but their body language showed otherwise. Kate's eyes looked down as she tried not to show her feelings, and William glanced briefly at his father. The The crowd was both amused and shocked, starting to whisper among themselves. Did Louis just reveal the true power situation in the palace? Was it just a simple comment from a 5-year-old, or did he hear something he shouldn't have? The cameras recorded every response, small movement, and slight change in posture. It might have been just a casual comment that took everyone by surprise. He might have said something about Camilla that made the audience think the young prince shared a secret about royalty. It might have had to do with her personality, her habits, or her bond with his grandfather. Maybe like only kids can, he said something so truthfully that it quickly became famous. No matter what it was, the second the words were spoken, the event had changed forever. The speech was overlooked, the internet was already very busy, and this royal event was no longer under the palace's control. Did Prince Louis just reveal the palace's biggest secret? His innocent words left the royal family scrambling for control. The royal family's reaction? The second Prince Louis's words hit the microphone, the entire mood of the event changed. Queen Camilla's face changed quickly, but it was difficult to understand what she was feeling. Was it surprising, fun, or enjoyment? A slight panic at realizing the cameras had just caught every second of what had happened. For a moment she stood still, holding onto the stage as she tried to understand what just happened. The crowd, however, did not hesitate at all. Some people gasped, others laughed quietly, and many in the crowd looked at each other with wide eyes, unsure if they had really seen what they thought they had. Some people tried to stay calm and professional around the royal family, but the surprise of the situation made it very difficult. Prince William and Kate, sitting just a few seats away, seemed to be fighting the hardest battle of all, keeping a straight face. William sat up straight, gripping his lap a bit more tightly, while Kate pressed her lips together, likely holding back a response. They had experienced this before. Louis was known for surprising everyone, but this time was different. This happened on live television. The cameras were filming all the time, focusing on everyone's reactions and catching the mix of stress and laughter in the room. The show couldn't switch away quickly enough. This information was already public. In just seconds, videos of the moment flooded social media, and Twitter, X, went wild. Everyone shared their thoughts through memes, reactions, and ideas. Some people joked that Louis was the only prince who would tell it like it is, while others wondered what his comments could mean. It wasn't long before the internet named him the most unpredictable prince of the century. As Camilla and her family were still processing the situation, the world was quickly analyzing it from every viewpoint. No one would remember anything else from that event. Nobody would mention Camilla's speech or pay attention to the day's official events. Prince Louis had finally stolen the show, and there was no taking it back. How Camilla handled it. Queen Camilla had dealt with many surprises before, but this was different. This was a question from the press that she couldn't avoid, and it wasn't an interview where she could guide the discussion. This was live, raw, and totally unexpected. Everyone was watching her, eager to see what she would do next. For a moment, she looked unsure of how to respond. A fake smile? A cheerful laugh? A smooth return to the speech? The urge to stay calm was strong, but the truth was that nothing could change what had just occurred. The moment went viral, and the crowd was still responding in real time. She relied on her feelings. She sat up a bit, took a breath, and tried to take charge of the situation. Whether she thought it was funny or not, the important thing was to keep the event going. The last thing she could afford was to let the chaos define the day. The mood in the room had changed, and the crowd was not going to act as if nothing had occurred. Some people were still talking, some were laughing, and others were focused on their phones, watching the moment replay online as it quickly became popular. This wasn't just a minor issue in an otherwise perfect event. This was a big public relations issue unfolding live. The royal family usually pays close attention to how the public sees them, but they couldn't stop what was already happening. Camilla had to decide whether to embrace the humor or just overlook it. If she didn't address it, people online would create their own stories about it. If she admitted it, she might make the situation worse. There wasn't a perfect answer. just ways to limit the damage. Her reaction, though subtle, would set the tone for how the palace treated this moment in the days to come. Would the media describe it as a funny moment that made the royal family seem more relatable? Would they make it into something much bigger that would cause a lot of debate? Camilla understood that she couldn't control the answer anymore. At that time, the internet was in control. No royal rules, PR team, or carefully written speech can change that now. The world agreed. This moment would be remembered for years. Louis's reputation for chaos. Prince Louis has always stood out. Whenever he shows up at a royal event, he always manages to attract attention. His facial expressions, fidgety energy, and lack of concern for royal decorum show that he does not like long rituals. This recent moment of him grabbing a microphone is just another example of his many memorable public behaviors. At Trooping the Color, while the rest of the royal family stood neatly and waved nicely, Louis made a big display of funny faces. He waved his arms a lot, rolled his eyes, and really showed that he didn't want to stay still. Cameras recorded everything, and the internet had fun making memes from his responses. At the Platinum Jubilee, he took it a step further. When Kate Middleton tried to soothe him, he simply put his hand over her mouth like he was saying, "That's enough, Mom." That moment went viral, showing once more that Louis didn't care about royal rules. During King Charles's crowning, as everyone watched this historic event, Louis sat there yawning, not impressed at all. No amount of royal training could hide his boredom. Now he has raised the stakes by taking a microphone from Queen Camilla. He's not just the kid who makes funny faces now, he's actually causing a lot of laughs by interrupting events in a funny manner. The best part? He doesn't realize how famous he's becoming. The British royal family focuses on formality, custom, and keeping a good public image. Everything they do is planned and managed, but that's why Prince Louis stands out. His honest personality adds something the monarchy finds hard to achieve: genuineness. People like him because he doesn't try to be funny or interesting. He naturally is. He responds like any child does at long, boring events, which makes him easy to relate to. While the rest of the royal family keeps good stances and serious faces, Louis is just trying to get through it in the most fun and chaotic way possible. Social media eats this up. The internet is not interested in fancy statements or royal customs. Instead, it focuses on a young prince making funny faces, yawning during a ceremony, or taking a microphone from the queen consort. Every one of these moments becomes very popular, giving the royal family free publicity that no advertising effort could provide. Louis offers something that no official announcement or royal paper can provide: real, enjoyable fun. His surprising actions make the royals seem closer, more relatable, and much more interesting to the public. Without even trying, he is making the royalty more important than ever. The internet is losing it. Prince Louis's latest chaotic moment at a royal event just changed everything for the monarchy. How the internet reacted. In just a few minutes, videos of the event spread all over social media, gaining millions of views and quickly generating memes, reactions, and crazy ideas. The royal family might have been trying to manage the situation, but the internet had already made up its mind. Louis had just made another memorable moment. Twitter, X, burst first. People quickly shared pictures of Camilla's reaction, saying it looked like someone losing their order at a drive-thru. A popular post joked, "Prince Louis is the biggest troublemaker in the royal family, and I love him for it." Another post said, "Every royal event has one crazy person, and it's always Louis." The memes kept coming, and each one was funnier than the one before. Videos of the moment racked up millions of views in record time. Some people kept watching the clip repeatedly, focusing on the emotions of Camilla, Kate, William, and even Charles. What's the best part? Everyone in that room had a different look on their face, and that made people on the internet love it even more. TikTok was close behind. People began changing the clip by adding dramatic sound effects, funny voices, and slow-motion repeats that were exaggerated. It was officially meme gold. No speech, formal event, or official statement could take away from this moment. Louis had once again taken over the internet, and the palace couldn't do anything to stop it. Could this affect Louis's future? Prince Louis is known for being a fun and lively prince who adds a surprise element to every event. He is young, easygoing, and full of life, and for now the royal family can enjoy his actions without worry. That won't always be true. One day things will change, and he will need to follow the strict royal rules that have guided many before him. He won't always be the playful little prince known for grabbing microphones or making funny faces at public events. He will need to behave according to his title, just like his bigger siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. The main question is, will he get over it? Will his free-spirited personality shape his future in a significant way? History shows that not every king finds it easy to adjust to royal life. Prince Harry used to be like Louis, young, energetic, and often the most surprising at royal events. He would make funny faces, get fidgety during long rituals, and behave in ways that seemed harmless then. As he got older, his energy pushed him to question old royal customs. His defiant attitude got a lot of attention, and in the end, he decided to leave royal life for good. Could Louis be going the same way? If he keeps his attitude, will he have problems with royal rules later on? Will he struggle with the standards of others? Or will he be taught to become a refined, polite prince who hides his true energy behind a perfect royal image? The royal family teaches young members how to represent the kingdom well, but not everyone can do it. Right now, people find his playful times amusing, and they appreciate his unpredictable behavior. What will happen when he gets bigger and needs to act like a serious royal? Will people still find his behavior funny, or will it become an issue? The palace can manage how he presents himself and teach him how to behave in public, but it's obvious that Prince Louis has a strong personality that can't be held back. The real challenge will be in the future when we see if he takes on his royal duties or chooses to do things his own way. What's next for Prince Louis? Everyone can agree that this won't be the last time Prince Louis stirs things up at a royal event. The microphone grab was just one of many memorable moments, but the real question is, what will happen next? Now, every royal event with Louis is something you have to see. No matter if it's a big national event, a formal ceremony, or just a simple show on a balcony, the cameras are watching closely for what he will do next. Will he stop another speech? Will he make a funny face when you least expect it? Will he break royal rules and cause the internet to go wild again? No one knows for sure, but it's clear that Prince Louis will stay in the spotlight. The internet has begun to make guesses. As the next Trooping the Color, Christmas service, or royal tour approaches, people are wondering how he will once again be the center of attention. He might get bored and leave during the event. He might spark another trend of over-the-top reactions. He might surprise everyone with something even more shocking and memorable than the mic-snatching moment. Then there's the question of what happened privately. Camilla might have joked about it in public, but did the royal family talk about it later? Did William and Kate have a calm conversation with Louis about how to behave as a royal? Did the palace staff come up with new ways to handle young royals at formal events? We might never know everything, but it's clear that this moment is important and can't be overlooked. Prince Louis has become an unstoppable force in the royal press. Most royal children follow the rules, but Louis seems different. His energy, uncertainty, and talent for creating viral moments have made him one of the most followed young royals ever. The palace can get ready as much as they want, but they can't guess what he will do next. Cameras will be on, people online will be watching, and at every royal event everyone will wonder, how will Prince Louis grab the spotlight this time? No matter what happens, it will definitely be memorable. And that's a wrap. Prince Louis never fails to keep things interesting, and you know this won't be his last viral moment. Like, share, and subscribe for more updates, and click the next video popping up now.